Back at it. We're here. We're going to work. We're not going to work real hard because it's Tuesday, 3rd day of October, 2023. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Very pleasant morning. Clouds are already beginning to exit the area. The rain has come. The rain has gone. It is 52 degrees. Sunshine, sunshine, more sunshine, and then sunshine. Big stretch of beautiful weather. There's a big ridge that's going to be gradually strengthening as we go throughout the course of the day today, and it's going to peak in its strength about Friday. Sunday, all the way through Sunday looks pretty good. Next Monday is when things start changing a little bit, but boy, if you like sunny and mild weather, and most people do, we got a great forecast for you. Plus the news, the Seahawks looked good. I mean, they looked really good. But I think maybe the Giants were really bad. Seahawks had no real problems dispatching the Giants. The Seahawks are undefeated at MetLife Stadium. They've beaten the Giants 4 times, the Jets once, and they won a really big Super Bowl about 10 years ago that I can't remember. We'll talk about the Seahawks. And 1 week from today is the forum that's going to be held at the Wenatchee High School Auditorium about sex trafficking. It's a sobering subject, I know, but it needs to be discussed. Kelly Kennedy and Lane Terzieff will be joining me in the back half of the program. Let's get going. Lots to get to. Don't want to waste any more time. And we got some pretty nice cameras out there, too. It's not necessarily the cameras, it's the view. As Mick Jagger once sang, it's the singer, not the song. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Just a few high clouds still remaining from the light rain that we had overnight tonight. And because the ridge is going to be building up in strength, the pressure gradients are going to tighten a little bit because the low is exiting and the high pressure is strengthening, and that means tight gradients. So we're going to have some breeze, at least this afternoon. Right now, it's as still as it could possibly be. The Omi Garden camera looks at Rocky Reach Dam, and by golly, that's what it looks like. On this Tuesday morning, the lake is still as it can possibly be. Of course, I say the lake, it's Lake Antioch. It's actually the Columbia River, but you know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Good morning to our friends just slightly to the north of us. To downtown Wenatchee we go. Haven't used the Cascadian camera in a while. Traffic is light in beautiful downtown Wenatchee from the roof of the Cascadian. We have 2 cameras there. One points to the south, one points to the north. When we get into the winter months, when we have lots of low clouds and fog, we will be using those cameras more often because we want to be able to see something anyway. And to Greens Knob we go, up Lake Chelan Way. I think that's pointed down towards Chelan. We can flip it around the other way and put it up towards Tehican. Sunrise this morning, 7:02, just about now. Sunset tonight, 6:36. That's 11 hours and 34 minutes of daylight. We hit 68 yesterday, which is just about normal for this time of the year. The Climate Prediction Center sent out another slide. They sent it out last night, and here's your 6 to 10 day outlook from October 8th through the 12th. As you can see, above normal temperatures and above normal precipitation is what we're going to have in store for us for most of next week. That takes you through next week. That's October 8th through the 12th. So that's the long-term forecast from the Climate Prediction Center. Your short-term forecast looks something like this. No complaints here, folks. Sunshine. A little breezy, but that's about it. Lots of sunshine. We'll top off at about 71 degrees as far as the wind. And northwest wind about 6 to 14 miles an hour. 55 for the overnight low tonight. That is mild. Still a little breezy on Wednesday with a high of 72, and then up to 73, then up to 75, and then up to 76, and then up to 77. They were saying yesterday maybe 80 on Sunday. They backed off that a little bit, but still lots of sunshine for everybody in our viewing area. Things will start changing, by the way. On Monday, we're going to cloud out, cool down, and maybe get a little bit of rain, but no complaints there. The next 6 days look fantabulous. All right, that's your forecast. Next on the agenda, the news, and we'll do it next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
We're turning up the heat with the hottest deals of the year. Right now, during the hot summer clearance sale, only at Click It RV. #1 in sales and service. The best RV brands. Over 1,000 to choose from. And the best deals of the year on remaining 2023 model year-end clearance with incredible 30% off. Brand new RVs discounted up to 30%. Save thousands. Plus, no payments until 2024. During the hot summer clearance sale, now only at Click It RV. 5 superstore locations. Hurry in today.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and and in touch. Local cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting localtel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, located on South Wenatchee Ave, has the largest selection of spas and swim spas in town. Stay cool this summer in an artesian swim spa and use it all year long. We enjoy helping families reconnect one spa at a time. Hot tubs are proven to improve sleep and decrease arthritis pain. Our passion is water, so please bring us a water sample, and we will help you diagnose your pool or spa water for free. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa, your pool and spa experts.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Clouds are exiting the area. It is 52 degrees. It's very humid. The relative humidity is 97%. Bountiful sunshine, mild temperatures all the way through Sunday. We're liking that. 7 minutes after the hour, the crash of a small plane outside Twisp on Sunday left the plane's lone occupant, the pilot, dead. The Okanagan County Sheriff's Office says the pilot was found dead in the wreckage not long after the crash was reported. This happened about 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. The plane went down in rugged hill country up Findlay Canyon. That's about 8 miles southeast of Twisp. A local pilot was able to guide the search and rescue teams to the crash site. Cause of the crash unknown. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board are investigating. The legal case involving a Wenatchee woman who is seeking to prevent her daughter's return to Saudi Arabia is going to be heard by the State Court of Appeals in a special hearing that will take place right here in Wenatchee. The Third Division of the Court of Appeals normally hears all of their cases in Spokane, but they occasionally visit other cities to hold court, and they'll be doing that on October 24th. And they'll take up the case of Bethany Adihari, who's suing her Saudi Arabian ex-husband for custody of her child. Chelan County Judge Kristen Ferreira ruled a couple of years ago that Saudi custody law could not be enforced in our state because it does not acknowledge the rights of the mother or women in general. Adihari's former husband is appealing that decision. The appellate court will meet at Wenatchee High School to hear oral arguments in 3 cases that day, and of course the hearings will be open to the public. Diamond Foundry Incorporated was found to have committed 5 workplace safety violations, and they got to pay a $12,000 fine. In fact, they did already. The Department of Labor and Industries inspected the Diamond Foundry back in August. The company manufactures jewelry and diamonds using semiconductor wafer products in the old Stimmel Growers building on Holly Street. 3, quote, serious violations involved failure to have a written energy control program, failure to have program procedures documented in writing, and failure to train employees on that program. The other 2 violations brought no penalty fees. They were listed as non-serious. L&I says all the violations have been corrected, and Diamond Foundry Incorporated paid their $12,000 fine. The Eastmont School District is pushing back on a state audit that said that the district did not have proper documentation that showed that it provided equipment to students and staff with unmet needs in 2022. That year, Eastmont spent about $1.2 million on laptops using money from the Emergency Connectivity Fund, or the ECF program, which provides funding to meet the needs of those who lack access to engage in remote learning. The audit says that when the district applied for ECF funds, it provided estimated unmet need for eligible equipment, but to receive reimbursement from the ECF program, the district could only receive funds for laptops actually provided to students and staff, not for laptops held for future use or for use solely at the school. The district says they were unaware about the requirements to only request reimbursement for actual unmet need and thought the estimate was sufficient to comply. The auditor's office said they are sympathetic to the challenges faced by the district during the pandemic, and they'll review the status of the finding during their next audit. And finally, on Friday, the Washington State Department of Labor and Industries announced that the minimum wage in our state is going to go up from $15.74 an hour to $16.28 an hour. The federal minimum wage is still just $7.25 an hour. The state minimum wage applies to all employees age 16 and above. However, state law says employers may pay employees who are 14 and 15 years old 85% of the minimum wage. By the way, the wage increase begins on the new day, new year, January 1st. That's the news at 11 minutes after the hour. We'll have a news for you tonight. Newscast at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, 5, 6, and 10, so you can be an informed viewer. If that doesn't work for you on television, you can watch it on our Facebook page, our homepage, ncwlife.com, or on our YouTube page. If that works for you, and if there's something out there that you think we need to know about, let us know about it. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Seahawks, yeah, and baseball playoffs. They're almost here. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Crystal's Intimate Lounge in downtown Leavenworth is a wonderful place to enjoy mouth-watering appetizers and drinks while socializing, watching sports, playing bingo, pull tabs, or simply relaxing while enjoying the breathtaking mountain views. Crystal's family-friendly restaurant has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's restaurant, lounge, and event space is located 2 blocks west of downtown Leavenworth on Highway 2.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35-plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Hey man, how's your arm?
Getting better, actually, thanks.
Did they give you anything for pain after surgery? Because I think I may have some left over.
Nah, that's all right, man. Actually, me and my doctor talked about not sharing prescriptions, and that ibuprofen's a good option for me. The risk of addiction, it's not worth it.
Makes sense.
Take the next step. Don't share your prescriptions, and talk to your friends about the dangers of opioids.
15 minutes after the hour, dominant defense from the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, no problems at all. 24-3 last night over the Giants at MetLife Stadium. Now, the cash-strapped National Football League, in a desperate attempt to ward off bankruptcy, charges television stations to show highlights. So we can't do that. How about 11 sacks, forced 3 turnovers, of course, a pick 6 by Devon Witherspoon. He's really good. The interception came in the second half as New York was driving to make it a 1-score game. Witherspoon said it was something they'd seen in practice.
We're just running the coverage. We seen the play that we seen on film formation. He ran basically a return route. So I jumped it. He threw the ball. I just tried to get to the box. That was really my whole mindset. I'm really mad at Reed and J Love because they made me look slow. They can't even walk me down. They made me look slow. But shout out to them for sure. But I was just trying to get to the box, man. That was an incredible moment for me. First career pick is a pick 6 on Monday Night Football. Man, just it don't get no better.
Coach Pete Carroll pretty happy with Witherspoon. He said that's why we drafted him.
I've never thought he wouldn't play like this. This is why we took him, to be active and to show that he gets this game of football and it comes easy to him, and he's an explosive, dynamic player. And we got to play him at nickel for the first time. You know, this was a process. Getting him back out there. We didn't have enough time, we thought, to have him ready. Although he's been working at it the whole time, and he did a great job again tonight. And you can see why we like him there. We didn't have Artie tonight, and we didn't have Trey Brown tonight, and so. He had to do it all night long, for us, and so it was a beautiful job.
All the Giants got was a field goal. That was it. They were also just 6 of 16. The Giants were on third down conversions. Bobby Wagner says this is the kind of performance that they've been looking for.
I think we needed it. I think each game, defensively, we've been getting better. We've been doing a good job stopping the run, but the one thing was just applying pressure. I think the last game we had a lot of pressures, but not as many sacks, and so I felt like this game we turned those pressures into sacks. They want to put the ball in their playmaker hand, and so we knew he was going to try to take off, which he did a couple times to run the ball. And, we just want to make sure that we apply a little bit more pressure.
Geno Smith threw a touchdown pass, and he went down with a knee injury. Didn't look too bad. He came back in the game. Drew Lock did come in and led the Seahawks right down the field for their second score of the game. And other injury news, and there's a lot of it. Jamal Adams lasted all of 4 plays in his return, then boom, concussion protocol. He was off to the bench. Guard Damian Lewis went down with an ankle injury. The other guard, Phil Haynes, he came out with a calf injury. Coach Pete Carroll said, hey, the other players stepped in and did what they were supposed to do.
So proud that we have guys that can answer the call and play at the top level and give us a chance to compete in these games. But it's not just that spot, though. It's other places, too. And a bunch of guys played on the pass rush today. Everybody figured in on the pass rush today, which was great. But it just reminds us that we're just getting started. We're just getting going. We're just putting it together. And a night like this for our defense to be able to play that explosively and 3 turnovers and whatever, double-digit sacks. I can't remember seeing double-digit sacks. Is so important to us as we move into this. We're finishing like the first quarter of the schedule. With a lot of hope and looking toward the future and developing the young guys, seeing them able to play a role for us just gives us the confidence that we're going to keep getting better.
By the way, those 11 sacks ties a team record, goes back to the playoffs in 1986 when the Seahawks sacked Jim Plunkett 11 times. And, of course, that means we get to stay pace with the undefeated San Francisco 49ers. We're now 3-1 on the year, and the Seahawks have next week off. They have a bye. And they'll get back to action October 15th in Cincinnati. All right, here we go. Major League Baseball playoffs begin today at 12 noon. Tampa Bay will host Texas, game 1 of the American League wildcard playoff. The other game in the American League has Toronto at Minnesota. That's 1:38 first pitch on ESPN. National League is Arizona at Milwaukee, 4:08 on ESPN2. And then Philadelphia will host Miami at 5:08 on ESPN. Les Schwab Prep Volleyball scoreboard from last night. Moses Lake Christian swept Cascade Christian in 3 sets. Soap Lake got by Wilson Creek and Pateras over Orville, 3-2. Lots of volleyball. It's Tuesday. It's when they play volleyball. Antioch will host Riverside Christian at 5:30. 6 o'clock, you got Okanagan at Tenasket. Wilson Creek hosting Easton. Pateras visits Cascade Christian. Soap Lake travels to Moses Lake Christian at 6:15. Waterville Mansfield will host Thorpe at 6:30. Brewster visits Orville. Bridgeport plays at Manson at 7. Then for the bigger schools, you got Ephrata at Prosser at 6:30. Omak hosts Quincy. Chelan will visit Cascade, also at 6:30. 7 o'clock, the Big 9, you got Davis at Eastmont. Wenatchee is at Eisenhower, and we will be there. Where there are cameras at Eastmont High School tonight, Wildcats and the Davis Pirates. Eric with the pregame. It'll be on television and streaming on our website and on our Facebook page. It's also a busy day on the pitch. In girls soccer, Eastmont travels to Davis at 4. Chelan hosts Omak. The 4:30 matchups have Bridgeport at Okanagan. Orville's at Lake Roosevelt. Pateras will host Manson. Tenasket at Brewster. Cashmere hosts Quincy at 6:30. At 7, Ike at Wenatchee, and Moses Lake welcomes Othello. And those are just some of the games that people are playing. On this Tuesday, October 3rd, 5 obscure holidays crossed my desk. Today is Iraqi Independence Day. Happy Independence Day, Iraq. Day of German Unity. Virus Appreciation Day. National Boyfriend Day. But today, it's about you techies out there, people who are better at technical stuff than I am, which is almost everybody. I really don't know how a computer works or how the internet works. All I know is that it's a handy thing to have. Happy National Techies Day. Fun facts about technology. Samsung was founded in 1938 as a grocery store. Samsung began life as a grocery store. Who knew that? Let's see. There are computers designed specifically for the Amish. They can't connect to the internet, they can't play music or videos, but they actually design and sell computers for the Amish community. In 2010, the Air Force deployed 1,760 PlayStation 3 consoles to build a supercomputer for the Department of Defense. So that's what they're sitting around in the Pentagon. They're playing video games. Approximately 97% of people use Google to spell check their words. I wish some people would use it more often. The most hated font, Comic Sans. The most hated font. People don't like that font. Approximately 40% of American couples met online. There you go. And finally, this little tidbit. The 3 most common passwords are password 12345 and 123456. No wonder it's so easy for people to break into your computer. Today in history, Thanksgiving. George Washington did this back in October 3rd, 1789, 234 years ago. George Washington proclaims that upcoming Thursday of the year 1789, which was November 26th, a Thanksgiving Day for just that year, 1789. We did it, we celebrated, and then it kind of just went away until this date 160 years ago in 1863 when Abe Lincoln got in on the act. Somebody said, you know, George proclaimed a Thanksgiving Day and we should make it a regular holiday, and Abe said, I'm all for that. So on this date in 1863, Abraham Lincoln declared a Thanksgiving Day in this country, and now, of course, it is the 4th Saturday in November, but it didn't actually become a federal holiday until 1870. So there you go. The first Thanksgiving, 234 years ago, second Thanksgiving, 160 years ago, and we've been doing it ever since. Gobble, gobble. 72 years ago today, perhaps the most famous home run in baseball history, the famous shot heard around the world in the third and final game of the best-of-3 National League playoff to determine who would represent the National League in the 1951 World Series. We'll roll the footage as I build you up to what exactly happened at the Polo Grounds, the bottom of the 9th inning. Now, the Giants are trailing 4-1. Alvin Dark led off with a base hit, and then Don Mueller hit a base hit. Monty Irvin fouled out. Then Whitey Lockman, he would double in Alvin Dark. Mueller hurt his ankle sliding into the third. He was replaced by Clint Hartung, and they kind of kept hitting and scoring. And by golly, it was pretty obvious that well, Newcomb was hurting. Newcomb was just lobbing the ball over the plate, and the Giants were teeing off on him. And Clyde Sukorth told the manager, Charlie Dressen, hey man, he's done. Don Newcomb is done. We got to get him out of there. So by this time now, it's 4-3 Dodgers. Things are getting nervous. There goes Don Newcomb into the game, Ralph Branca. And so with 1 out and 2 men on in a 4-3 game, up to the plate comes Bobby Thompson.
1 out, last of the 9th. Branca pitches. Bobby Thompson takes a strike call on the inside corner. Bobby hitting at .292. Branca throws. There's a long strike. It's going to be, I believe. The Giants win the pennant. 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 Bobby Thompson hits into the very back of the left field stand. The Giants win the pennant, and they're going crazy. They're going crazy. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
3 interesting facts from that game. When they were getting close to the end of the regular season, and it looked like the possibility could be that the Giants and Dodgers would be tied, and there would be a 3-game National League playoff, they flipped a coin for home field advantage. The Dodgers won the coin toss, elected to play Game 1 at Ebbets Field and Game 2 at the Polo Grounds, and Game 3, if necessary, and it was at the Polo Grounds. The Dodgers won the coin toss, but gave up home field advantage. The pitching coach, by the way, Clyde Sukorth, was fired by the manager for suggesting that Ralph Branca pitched to Bobby Thompson. And despite all the legendary stories behind one of the great games ever, the Polo Grounds was not sold out. There were 5,000 short of a sellout. It was a Wednesday afternoon in New York City on this date in 1951. And finally, Monday, October 3rd, 1995, 28 years ago today, Orenthal James Simpson is acquitted of the murders of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman. At the time, they took a national poll. 75% of white Americans thought he was guilty. 70% of African Americans thought he was not guilty. The most recent poll, 83% of white Americans still believe that O.J. was guilty, but 57% of African Americans also believe that O.J. got away with it. Birthdays on this third day of October. The only member in our birthday family that is not in their respective Hall of Fame, Ernest Evans. Chubby Checker, the only man ever to take the same song to #1 twice. The Twist hit #1 in 1960 and then again in 1962. Might tell you something about the state of rock and roll music in the early 1960s. He also played Wenatchee a bunch of years ago. Chubby Checker is 82 years old today. Lindsey Buckingham, formerly of Fleetwood Mac, they threw him out of the band a couple of years ago. He is 74. He is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 1998. Dave Winfield is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. No, he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame, class of 2001. When Dave Winfield graduated from the University of Minnesota, he was drafted by 4 teams in 3 different sports. He was drafted by the NBA, the ABA, the NFL drafted him, an NFL team. The Minnesota drafted him. He never even played football. And he was drafted, of course, by the San Diego Padres. That is pretty remarkable. Yeah, he's an incredible athlete. Dave Winfield, 72 years old today. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Stevie Ray Vaughan, the late Stevie Ray Vaughan. This is a holiday in many spots in Texas, his home state. Born in the state in 1954. Died in a helicopter crash at the age of 35. I have all of his albums. Texas Flood, Couldn't Stand the Weather, all of them. Soul to Soul is his best album, I think. They're all good, but Soul to Soul, from an album listening standpoint, Stevie Ray Vaughan would have been 69 years old today. And Golf Hall of Famer and Seattle native Fred Couples, 64 years old today. A lot of people think that my swing looks a lot like Fred Couples. I would have to agree with that. Going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has got an opinion, and then 1 week from tonight, they're going to hold a forum on a very serious and sobering subject at the Wenatchee High School auditorium. Kelly Kennedy and Lane Terzieff will tell us about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful 1-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour. Come to Kashmir Saturday, October 7th for the Pioneer Village Festival. Here are a few highlights your family can enjoy. Experience gold panning, sipping sarsaparilla in the saloon, riding a pony, or playing the fun and educational activities. It's the Pioneer Village Festival in Kashmir, October 7th. And be sure to thank our supporters of this message.
Kashmir Veterinary Clinic, natural pet care in everything they do.
Experience memories that will last forever on a Sun Chaser pontoon boat from Bob File Boats and Motors. If you're looking to get out fishing with your buddies or just enjoying time on the water with friends, a Sun Chaser pontoon boat is a great choice. Owning a Sun Chaser is more than just an incredible feeling of freedom and exhilaration. It's about taking that indulgence to the next level. See the full line of Sun Chaser pontoon boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants. I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Working with August Edge Real Estate, both sellers and buyers feel confident knowing they are in the hands of award-winning professionals. August Edge offers a 2% listing commission, which includes above-standard service and technology.
We offer high-tech 3D imagery, drone photos, local North Central Washington TV ads, and impressive smart flyer installed at your listing. The August Edge website also hosts your home with an interactive featured listing page.
August Edge is professional, personable, and preferable.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I work with combat veterans, some of whom suffer survivor's guilt, and they often ask themselves the question, why? Why me? Why did I survive when others didn't? Now, what I want them to know is that the answer to this question is not coming externally. It's not coming from somewhere else. The answer to this question, why, is not coming from somewhere out there. Instead, the answer comes from their own life. Because most of these veterans have gone on to live productive and contributing beneficially to other people in their lives, despite the trauma that they still carry and live with. Why did they survive? To have built their lives and their families and to be there for others, as many have been and continue to be. That's why. This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
This is Grace, and this is her world record-holding guinea pig with an iconic name, Abby.
She currently holds the Guinness World Record for the highest bar jump by a guinea pig. I ride horses and I jump, so I kind of thought it'd be interesting to teach my guinea pig to jump like my horse does.
One day she came out of her room and looked at us, and I said, "Did you get it?" And she said, "Yeah, we got it."
After we won our award, we came to Abby's to celebrate.
Badger Mountain Brewery is your cure for boredom. Jam Night Mondays. Trivia Wednesdays. Live Music Fridays. And Sunday Brunch. There's always something brewing at Badger Mountain, so come join the party.
Welcome to the Columbia Basin Dispute Resolution Center. We are a local nonprofit serving Grant and Adams counties, helping businesses and people resolve difficult issues so they can move toward a better future. We offer help with workplace disputes, residential issues, family matters, and can train your staff in conflict prevention and resolution skills. Call us at 509-237-8401 to learn more.
Unless you've been living under a rock this past summer and into autumn, you know the phenomenon that was The Sound of Freedom. A huge box office success, came out of nowhere. Didn't quite as popular as Barbie and Oppenheimer, but that's not really the point of that. It brought out a conversation that needed to be spoken of, a tragedy of inhumane proportions. Sound of Freedom raised the awareness of something that I, quite frankly, was ignorant of, and that's my bad. But it's also led to a very interesting event that's just right around the corner here. Not too long, just a couple of weeks. Kelly Kennedy is an old friend of our program, of course. She's been on 8 million times from Impact events and other stuff. And you brought Lane with you. You brought a friend. Introduce your friend.
I did. So this is Lane, and he is amazing. I'm going to let you, explain who you are, but he does so many wonderful things for the world, not only our community, but for the world, and it's just been such a pleasure. We just met last year walking downtown on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah.
And fast friends. fast partners in working together on some things that are extremely important. I'm very serious about this event. Sometimes we get to do fun events, and we want everyone to come out to this. We want everyone to know about it. All are welcome. It's a free event. But
well, let's do this right now.
Yes.
What is it,
Yes.
Kelly Kennedy? What are you talking about?
So we are doing events on Tuesday, October 10th at 6 p.m. at the auditorium in the Wenatchee High School. All are welcome. Like I said, we have I think 5 speakers. 3 of them have done actual rescues, so they've been part of Delta Forces, and including Lane.
Yeah.
And we also have a local from the Sheriff's Department. We got Brian Lewis coming. He actually worked in Kent for many years on the sex trafficking department, and he's now here in town doing some other things, but he's going to be there. We also have a canine. I know Wenatchee loves dogs, so we found out that in Seattle they have canines being trained to find electronics because the predators hide them well, and without the evidence they might not get prosecuted. So anyway, we have a canine coming. Her name is Nala, and she'll be here to meet everyone. They're going to do a demonstration, and it's just an open event where we'll be speaking a bit, each of us. Then we'll have a panel Q&A, and then we'll also have tables in the foyer for people to meet with all of us individually. So it's step one.
Sound of Freedom raised the awareness of child sex trafficking, which is a worldwide issue. People were shocked, but what they said, it was based on a true story. It's a fantastic movie. But the thing people would come out, boy, this is a terrible thing. We need to do something about it. But what can we do about it? And that's the question for you. I mean, we're just human protoplasm here. How much can we actually affect to stop this from happening and make an impact? Because it seems like it's beyond any one person or organization. But
it's a huge problem, and it feels so far away and so difficult to grasp and understand, especially in third world countries where a lot of it's going on, a lot of where we work, and ideally for this event, it's getting people from, oh my gosh, this is an emergency, this is a problem, how do I help, to, oh, there are some things we can do. There's people working directly undercover to fight this stuff, and even doing trainings about how to watch out for it in our own communities, and even training people up. Well, we just had a training here in Wenatchee last weekend to train some guys up to go and do investigations with me overseas in Southeast Asia. And yeah, it's an emergency. There's a lot to do, but there are things to do, and people right here that are working to fight this.
So I mean, I'll give you a perfect example. Educators, professional educators are taught on a continuing basis to look for certain signs that there might be trouble at home. Johnny has a black eye. How did he get that kind of stuff? And they're trained to do this, and they are required to report what they think is abuse. How do we, as just Joe Public, get involved from a local level? Say maybe something isn't right here or there. Without, if this is an emergency, how do we get our antenna up to look for what do we need to look for? What's out there?
A lot of times, human trafficking starts with a relationship. Especially in younger girls and boys in high school, a lot through social media, TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. But a lot of times it's a relationship that starts, and then slowly, the perpetrator will start to use power to change the dynamic of the relationship, and then involve other people, and then that perpetrator profits from that, obviously, and kind of gaslights that victim into a place where, before they know it, it's getting bad, and of course.
And the vicious cycle starts, and the victim can't get out of it.
Drugs can be involved,
right.
And yeah, there's internationally, it's different everywhere, but internationally, a lot of times it's someone comes to a new country and their passport's taken away, and they're told they're getting a good job, and then they're put on the street and blackmailed, and and I know that's happening, in the U.S. as well. So.
But people say, well, it can't happen in my little neighborhood. Everything's fine here. Nothing to see here. This is a problem that's a third world problem. That's not the case, is it?
There's a lot happening in the shadows, I think, and it's hard to see, but and it takes a lot of deeper investigation to find that out.
What do you want people to take away from this program? What's the anybody can come. There's no charge.
Right.
But what do you want people to, when it's all said and done, the speakers are done, this is the call to action, what do you want people to take away from this event? I'll let both of you answer that.
Yeah, well, for me, it's educating them a little bit more than the movie. The movie focused on a rescue, but the process is actually very long. I'm learning a lot. I'm new into this arena as well. And so there's many things that we can do. For me as an administrator or an event planner, I can help with fundraising. I can go and have a relationship with someone in an aftercare program. You know, there's so many things you can do. We're also going to be giving resources that are approved. So if you want to give money, that's great, but where? I'm noticing on Facebook, they're all coming up now from the movie.
Absolutely.
And which one's real? Which one's true? And then also, like Lane was saying, you know, it is happening here in Wenatchee. I've heard not a lot yet. What Brian Lewis had said so far when we spoke, and he will really talk more about this. Online, like Lane said, they're making a relationship with you online and you don't know who you're with. And there's photos that start going on and action on a video. And maybe that never goes where they're physically trafficked, but they are being trafficked via online. There's also, I've heard, when you go to college, you know, there's kids there that look completely normal. He has this crazy story, and I would have never believed it, but I was very naive and gullible, and I would have fallen into that. But again, it's a relationship first. They build your trust. Someone loves you, sees you, values you, and then they start manipulating you. It's too late.
Can you give me a success story? You've been involved in trying to eradicate this.
Yeah.
Give me a good day. Give me a success story.
So earlier this year, I was in Southeast Asia and found a girl from another continent that had been told that she was going to get a good paying job. She can send money back home to her family as a maid, you know, working, cleaning house and doing that. And then when she arrived, they took her passport away. They told her that, you know, they would plant drugs on her and you know, if she went to the police and all these different power dynamics.
Blackmail and extortion is a powerful thing.
Absolutely. And then, you know, the fear, I mean, she's in a new continent, not only a new country, a whole, she's so far from home. What do? I found her on night number 3 of being put out on the streets. And of course, she's not getting any of the money from this. It's all going back to the trafficker. And we were able to build trust with her until 4 or 5 in the morning on our last night of the mission when we found her, and get the full story and try to identify not just how to rescue the one, but how to who's behind this, how many the networking the trafficking network, how many people are involved, and can we cut off the head of the monster instead of just chopping the arm off and rescuing one, but actually rescue many and arrest many. And she's back home with her family now.
At what point during this investigation, for lack of a better term, do you say, okay, now I have to get law enforcement involved? At what point do you go into that realm of
It's different in different countries, but we've got really great partnerships with local governments in different countries, and sometimes undercover police will be with us during a mission. Sometimes we'll get, you know, the things that we need for them to take the next steps, and then, you know, the arrests happen, the rescues happen, the aftercare comes into play to, you know, take that victim to a place where they're going to be safe and be able to come out of that well.
Do you sometimes feel like you're just bailing out the ocean with a spoon sometimes? I mean, there's got to be some frustration involved in this.
Yeah, it hurts your heart.
Sure.
And you know, kind of like you were asking the goal for this event, I think as humans we learn something, we see something, watch something like the movie that hurts our heart, and our natural tendency is to kind of like turn away from it a little bit. And so my thing is, no, like, you know, this stuff breaks God's heart.
Yeah.
It should break ours. We should feel this, and giving people a next step to actually take action in one way or another, whether it's donating to an organization that's working directly, or training up and doing it themselves, or awareness.
The event, again, is on Tuesday, October 10th at the Wenatchee High School auditorium. How much did this movie, Sound of Freedom, raise awareness to this? Because this movie actually came out of nowhere. I had nothing about it, and within 2 weeks it was everywhere. This was for a lot of people, the epiphany, wasn't it?
Yes, yes. And the movie was actually made, I think, 5 years ago, right? I am a God believer, and so the Lord has put sex trafficking on my heart just the past few months before the 4th of July, and kind of just, you know, put it on the back burner while I was, really busy working. And then the Sound of Freedom came out, and I saw it, and I was like, okay, I hear you, Lord. This is something you want me to do. And, gather my people, and I started just doing that. He put all these great speakers here. I mean, these are the two of them are top level Operation Underground Railroad, who were the movie was about. Lane, he's the founder of Unite. We've got someone from the Seattle side of K9 unit that's coming. They're big speakers, and a lot of them are local. And also, I was just told about a girl that was trafficked out of Seattle, out of Washington State. And I'm speaking with her to see if she might want to. She's a survivor. She's out. And if she might want to speak. Otherwise, we'll have a video. But there are, and that's a success story, right? Like every person that you get out of there, that matters. Their life is changed.
It's worth everything for the one.
Yeah, for one. It's worth everything for one. But I love how Lane and Nate Lewis is one of our speakers. They do try and get the network. They work on it. There's a detective team that works on it for years, sometimes. And sometimes the police are not going to work with you because they're being paid or whatever. It's cartels, they're dealing with. And then the rescue team comes in, and they're like a SWAT, Delta Force. And they bring him, they get him out, they arrest, and then, the process continues, and the SWAT team's just waiting for the next gig. But there's a lot to it, and so we want to educate them that there are a lot of places we can all just fit in there. My mom used to say, how to eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Yeah. So we're going to make that elephant very small. It's a huge beast right now. It's a multi-billion-dollar company or business, but we say no. We're going to look right in the face of evil and do what we can do while we're here.
Yeah. So just people are going to walk out of here more informed than they walked in, which is probably the most critical. As long as you're aware and you can make a difference, then it's worth every.
And talking to your kids when you're sending your kids to college.
Right.
No fear, but awareness, education.
Right. It should be noted, and I will do so now. Kelly wrote the check. Kelly is she's a spiritual woman, but she wrote the check. She's making this happen. She's organizing all this stuff. It's a free event. Let's give you some help.
Yes, please.
Let's get some sponsors on board. Let's get some people with some deep checkbooks to help you out to get involved in the event from a sponsorship standpoint, so they can help you offset the cost because you're out there.
Yes. I felt that I was supposed to do this. But I do have some sponsorships that I put together so that if you want something out of it for your business, absolutely have that. And just donations would be great. We did build a landing page so it's easier to give to. It's flashlight. Initiative.com.
Yes.
.com, not .org.
Right.
Yes, we just created that like an hour ago.
Is there still a link though with your website?
Yes. So if you go
if you get confused, go to Kelly's
Impact
website.
Events, Facebook. Yes, and I have in that. Yes,
it can be confusing.
It can be confusing. We're trying to streamline it. We're hoping that this is just the first step how Wenatchee is getting involved, and we don't want any sex trafficking here at all. And then also helping those around us. So we're hoping to have a big, fun event that will be a paid event in February.
This is a sobering thing.
Yes.
But you're an entertainer.
Yes.
How do you walk that fine line? Because you want people to come, you want people to be informed, but this also has to be a certain fun element to it, or nobody's going to show up. How do you got something good planned in that respect? We can hear some music.
It's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like it.
There you go.
I think this event is more just sobering to educate, though we will have a dog, a canine Nala.
That was a great call.
But in February, yes. So Lane's part of the Trampolines who were on stage at the 4th of July, and I would love to have them perform. They're amazing at this event in February. That would be fantastic. In fact, the money that we paid Lane to do that event on the 4th of July, they just got back from a mission, and you rescued a 3-year-old.
Yep, and an 8-year-old in Latin America. Yeah.
Yes.
So
a 3-year-old.
Oh, they start with babies.
A 3-year-old.
Unbelievable. You just can't.
I may become ill.
You can't think. I can't think about it too much. I've already done my crying and throwing up. But yeah, so that's what you do when you perform as a band. You put all of that funds into mission work.
100% of our profits from music and everything we do goes back to fighting human trafficking and doing these missions. So yeah, we try to live rent-free, try to keep bills low, and just put everything back into this because it's an emergency and it's really important.
That's amazing. I just really respect that. And so we're having it on a Tuesday because Lane's going to be out on mission. I think Nate Lewis is going to be out on mission. So part of the money that I need is only to pay his flight to come home. He'll find a place to sleep and go back out. Nate needs gas money. Well, all of them need gas money or coming into town. I need one hotel for the dog and her trainer. But there's not a lot, just staging equipment and the rental fee. But yeah, it's probably about $4,500, $4,000.
Help her out, folks. Help her out. It's Tuesday, October 10th at 6 o'clock. You got one more point to, because we're running out of time. Anything that's on your mind while we have you here, because this is a rare treat. Before we
I just want to say thank you to you guys. I mean, this is so important to me, and it's hard from this far away to feel the importance of this. But on behalf of the victims that I know, that I see face to face, that are going through the worst things imaginable of all time ever, the most evil, sad things. Thank you. This is so important.
It is the worst thing that could happen to a child.
And it's so important for places like Wenatchee to get behind this and be a part of the world and what God's doing.
Yeah, we're not wounded by it, so we need to be strong and financially support and
advocate
and make sure, and advocate and make sure it doesn't come here anymore.
Kelly K at ImpactEvents.com, Kelly K at ImpactEvents.com, Kelly K at ImpactEvents.com, Kelly K at ImpactEvents.com. I'm going to say that one more time, Kelly K at ImpactEvents.com. Lower right-hand corner of your screen. She answers emails, every last one of them. Everything you need to know about Tuesday, October 10th at Wenatchee High School Auditorium. What's the best way to put this? I wasn't going to say have fun, but that's not really let's hope it's a success.
Yes,
Fair
thank you.
Amen.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming by. We appreciate it.
Thank you,
and
guys.
we'll be right back.
My name is Anna Marie. I've lived at Prestige here for 6.5 years, and I love it. They just made you feel so welcome. I love my room. I get 3 meals a day, do as I darn well want to. I've loved it ever since I moved in.
Mom's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She deserved the very best, and I got it for her here at Prestige.
Attention, attention, Collins Fashions has a red dot sale on summer sundresses, capris, shorts, tees, tanks, and sandals, all at 50% off. Look for the red dot racks. Fall fashions from Tribal, Charlie B, French dressing, Habitat are arriving daily. Cozy sweaters and tops, great fitting jeans and slacks selected just for you. Brighton Apple Watch bands are fantastic and are in stock. Amazing service and selection at Collins in downtown Wenatchee.
That's a pretty cool view from our jump-off ridge camera, 52 in downtown Wenatchee. That's the same temperature it was an hour ago when this show started. Relative humidity is really the big thing. It's 100%. 100% relative humidity. We did have some light rain in the overnight hours. No big deluge, but we did have some. It is already beginning to leave the area. A little bit of light rain, we're told, out in the basin, but not too much. This system is already beginning to exit. We've got a big dome of high pressure that's going to be setting up. It's going to be giving us sunny and mild temperatures for right through Sunday. But we have some time, so cameras around the valley, because a lot of people tell me it's their favorite part of the show, is when we get out our PTZ cameras, courtesy of the Sky-Fi division of Localtel, and give you views like that. And who's kidding you? That is a pretty spectacular view from the very tip of Jump-Off Ridge. We can see the Stimo Basin in the bottom of us, almost all of the East Wenatchee area, including right up to the East Wenatchee Bench and Badger Mountain, Birch Mountain, Wenatchee proper, from the Jump-Off Ridge camera. I don't know where we're going. You're right, didn't tell me. We'll just have to find out together. That, I'm pretty sure, is the Ephrata camera. As you can see, they do have a few more clouds out there in the Columbia Basin. Good morning to Ephrata, the county seat of Grant County. Good to have you there. We try to use that camera whenever we possibly can. Camera 3. We're going to visit, boy, I want to say that's the Apple Annie's camera, high above the Apple Annie's Mall there in Kashmir. That is all of Kashmir. Stein Hill in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. Good morning to Kashmir and the mighty Wenatchee River, which is getting lower and lower, as it typically does come October. Good morning to Kashmir. And finally, camera 4. Okay. I don't know, maybe Billy Goat? Upper Butte? Wow. Okay. That's Slide Ridge. Okay, so good morning to our friends above Manson. That's a pretty cool view. Slide Ridge is a camera they just put in a couple of weeks ago. One day we came into work and say, hey, there's a new camera, Slide Ridge. So that might be Lake Chelan, could be Roses Lake down there. I'm not sure, but it's up near the Manson area. Pretty cool view there. I like that, Uriah. We'll have to use that one more often. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, that all-important weather forecast, I think you're going to like it. It's next. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
At Confluence Health, our mission is clear: to provide exceptional care for our community. We believe in healthcare that's personal and local because we're just like you, members of this great community.
We are Confluence.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
Local care by and for our community.
We are Confluence.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
All right, getting ready to send you on your way on this Tuesday, the 3rd day of October. We've been talking about this off and on for the last month or so. Climate Prediction Center, the folks who handle the long-term forecast, are pretty confident that we're in for a strong El Nino year, and that means warmer than normal temperatures and drier than normal conditions. Now, the last time we had a strong El Nino year was in 2015, and in that year, that autumn and into winter, we had record high temperatures in October and November. On Halloween Day 2015, which was a strong El Nino year, it was 71 degrees. And they say that's what we're in for, they think. They're pretty confident for this upcoming fall and winter. We shall see, but we can tell you what next week looks like from the Climate Prediction Center. They sent this down the line yesterday evening. And as you can see, the 6 to 10 day outlook, this is October 8th through the 12th, so essentially next week. Above normal temperatures for the north central Washington area and above normal precipitation for the Pacific Northwest, and that is what we're looking for the long-term forecast. So it's going to be warm, but perhaps a little on the wet side for next week. Let's concentrate on the next 7 days because I think you're going to like it. Sunshine, high of about 71 degrees today. Now, winds are going to pick up a little bit because the pressure gradients are going to tighten. The exiting low that's already beginning to leave the area is going to be replaced by that high pressure system. And so they have a tendency to kick the winds up a little bit. So we could see some windy conditions this afternoon. Again, a high of 71, 55 for the overnight low tonight. The last blast of residual winds are going to be tomorrow, probably in the morning hours. And then we warm right back up again, 72. Our normal high this time of the year is 69, so we'll be above that. 51 for the overnight low, and then up to 73 with lots of sunshine on Thursday. Friday, it'll be at its apex, this ridge of high pressure, with a high of about 75, but there's nothing out there to knock it out of alignment either, so it's just going to hang around on Saturday and Sunday with highs in the upper 70s on Sunday. Sunny and mild start to October. I'm all for that. And that's it for us. Have yourself a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Get the scoop on what sets this blistering business apart from the rest if we don't burn the house down first. We get crackin' as one town celebrates its heritage by making a 5,000 egg omelet.
Then we go undercover to find out the salty secrets of this small town success story.
How about that one right there?
Welcome to Small Town Big Deal. I'm Rodney Miller.